Obviously, everyone has different set of challenges, different economic strata. We've seen a lot for the migrant workers. We've seen people distinguishing between the whole interplay of lockdown 1, 2, 3, 4, and now the unlock, and the whole concept around saying life, livelihood, and lifestyle. Each one of us pre-COVID lived a certain lifestyle. And today, we really come down to living life. What's your thought? How does the interplay happen? How does the balance happen? Post-COVID, are we just going to go back to the lifestyle we had? Are we going to take some learnings? What's your perspective?
First of all, I want to just set the ball rolling and set the foundation right. See, what has happened is the challenges that we are facing. The COVID virus has gone from one city to another and covered the whole world. One. Two, overcrowded hospitals, shortage of supplies, medical equipment, orders getting canceled all over the world. Factories are closing, unemployment going up, death rate going up. This literally has shaken up the entire world. That's one. Now, which has led to a lot of unpredictability. Nobody can predict when is there a finish line or not. And uncertainty has crept in. With the result, people are feeling very insecure. And that insecurity has led to a lot of stress, anxiety, frustration, depression, and many people are feeling very angry also. Now, stress, in my opinion, is both natural and normal. Anybody who says, I don't have stress, belongs into the lunatic asylum. Now, important thing is, all stress is not bad. I repeat, all stress is not bad. Actually, it is stress that makes us perform. Now, I'll just share with you one little example. The athlete who competes at the Olympics, is he under stress? Answer is yes. If he was not under stress, would he be able to be performing? Absolutely not. Now, I'll just, one important line is, I'm sure most of us have seen the thoroughbreds at the race course. Have you seen the thoroughbreds before they get into the cabin? They're all jumping up and down like this. They're all jumping. You know why? They're under very heavy stress. Now, somehow they are put into the cabin, and the moment the bell rings and the door opens, what do? They shoot. They immediately shoot. Now, that's a thoroughbred. Okay. But you take a jackass to the race course. The jackass is so cool, man. He is just walking so cool, relaxed. But then that's a jackass. He never performs as a thoroughbred. Just one major point here is that stress is the price we pay to be a thoroughbred in life. I repeat, stress is the price we pay to be a thoroughbred in life. Very crucial. Sahil, are you with me?
Absolutely, Shiv.
Now, wait a minute. What is the next part? See, all of us are equipped to handle stress. Everybody can handle stress. What we cannot handle is chronic stress. I repeat. You see, when stress becomes chronic, that is the time it breaks us down. You see, think about it. How come under the same set of circumstances, some people break records while others break themselves? How come? Identical circumstances, how come? Okay, now comes the question, as you asked me, the three things: life, livelihood, lifestyle. Now, how is the crisis impacted us three ways? First one is life. First of all, none of us know who will be in quarantine next. Nobody knows. One. Number two, what we do, where we go, who we meet, could be a life and death decision. I repeat, what we do, where we go, who we meet, could be a matter of life and death.
Death, yeah.
Okay, that is as far as the life is concerned. Now, let's talk of livelihood. Everybody has lost it. Individuals, organizations, even governments are going broke because they're not collecting any taxes. Governments are getting bankrupt too. Now, important thing is, Sahil, how is it impacting us, in what manner and how severe? For that, we are divided into three categories of people. One is the super rich, super rich. second is mediocre, and third is the poor. I'm going to start with the poor. They are the worst hit. They are the ones who are daily wage earners, hourly earners. They go out and work in the morning, eat in the evening, work in the daytime, eat in the evening. They are the worst hit. Now that's one part. Two, the super rich. Super rich, look at this. Apple Computers has $200 billion in reserve. $200 billion. Obviously, they don't have a liquidity problem. They don't have a cash flow problem. Same thing, I would be totally surprised if people like the Tatas, the Birlas, the Adanis, Ambanis have a cash flow problem. I will be totally surprised. They have enough liquidity behind, so they don't have a problem either. Now, who are the people who have a problem? Guys, the mediocre people like possibly me and many others out there. Now, mediocre people are rethinking here. And the rethink comes in is they have, because of the income getting stopped, now they're thinking of active and passive income. Now, what is the difference between active? I go out work, I get money. I go out work, get money. I go out work, I get money. The day I don't go out work, I don't get any money. This is called active income. Now people have realized that, buddy, in life, we need to have passive income. We must have passive income in life. Okay, that's one. Number two is, we had a pension tax consulting firm in the US. And as part of our planning for our clients, we used to always tell them, you must have liquid cash. 1 year of your income should be in liquid cash. It is called emergency fund or opportunity fund. Why is that? Because where you should be able to access that money within less than 24 hours. Why is that? Because emergencies and accidents never warn you in advance. They come automatically. That's why they're called accidents. Therefore, you must have access to 1 year of your income as part of your emergency fund. Now, if we don't have it, it's a little too late. But going forward, people need to understand that we must maintain that fund. Now, coming to the next side of it, how is it the livelihood being impacted currently and into future? I had a banker come over to my place the other day because that is part of the essential services. So I asked him, I said, tell me, with what efficiency level of your staff are you working? And he said, sir, we're working with 30% staff. 30% staff we are working right now. I said, has your efficiency gone down to 30% also? And their answer was, no, we are working at 60% and we're shooting to come to 80 and 90% efficiency with 30% staff. I said, how's that? He said, because there were many, many people who were doing physical banking. We are putting them on digital platform. Many senior citizens, they were all on manual banking. We are putting all those people on digital platform. And therefore, because of that, we have been able to achieve 70, 80%, and we're shooting for 90% efficiency with 30% staff. Now, Sahil, I asked him this one question. Does that mean that your 50% staff that you don't have right now, they were redundant before, or they will become redundant after the crisis is over? He said it is too soon to think about that, but yes, that could happen. Now, there is something very interesting this man mentioned, which I do cover in my leadership programs. He said, every organization has four kinds of people, One is the superstar. Superstars are those who are proactive. You see, you don't have to tell them what to do. In fact, they come forward and they are future forward thinking and they take pride in their performance. And when they do a job, you know it is done well. And if they say it is done, it is done. And if you go check it out, it is done. They tell the truth. They are people with integrity. I repeat, they are people with integrity. They tell the truth and you can trust them. And they are asset in your organization. They are assets. They are called superstars. And there are very few in every organization. Very few. Now, that is one category. There's a second category of people are the doers. You tell them to do it, you tell them they do it, you tell them to do it, you don't tell them they don't do it. And many times, even when we tell them they don't do it, but you got to go check it out, and to slip away and to hide many times what their faults are. They can lie once in a while. They do lie once in a while. But they are the doers. If you tell them, they do it. But you got to check it out. And the third category of people is the talkers. They talk more, do less. You see, there are people who are not really motivated. They only do what they can get by with. I repeat, they only do what they can get by with. They only do enough that you have no reason to fire them, but they are really not motivated. And they want to get away by talking and doing as little as possible. And they don't mind telling lies because they don't do the job right. One is superstars, second is doers, third is talkers, and fourth category of people in an organization are troublemakers. Troublemakers. So he said, we need to make sure we get rid of the talkers and the troublemakers. And I've created 3 companies in the US and sold my companies. I've learned one thing in my life. It is better not to have a person than to have a wrong person working in your company. I repeat, it is better not to have a person than to have a wrong person working in your company. True? Are you with me? Do you agree with that? Okay. Now, Sahil, this is where we're coming from. Now, the next part is, I said 70% of your people are working from home. You're paying them a salary. So now my question is, are they earning the full salary? Are they earning the full salary? Are they giving you the full output, justifying the salary? And his answer was, Mr. Khera, everywhere the 80-20 rule applies, 80-20 rule. And that is, the 20% people are responsible people. They can work without supervision. 20% work without supervision. The 80% people still need supervision. Even if you give them measurable targets, they still need supervision. Now, I was listening to Narayan Murthy the other day, and Narayan Murthy said that people working out of home, because IT industry is one where many people are working from home, off-site. And he said, we must have measurable levels for people working from home. Otherwise, how do you compensate them? And same thing, we need to have measurable levels of output at work, unless you tied the compensation to performance. Okay, now that is the question of livelihood. Now here is very important thing is, and Sahil, that is that people have got a rethinking here that bottom line is more important than top line. I repeat, people have started thinking bottom line is much more important than top line. Nobody gives a damn what your top line is. People are looking at what is my bottom line, and that is the key. Okay. Now, I'll come to the lifestyle in between further later, but let me address the third thing is lifestyle. Now, folks, look at this. Till the lockdown came, all of us, we were all running in the fast lane. Everybody was on the fast lane. We were running. We did not know where the hell we were going, but we were going somewhere. We were all going, and we had no time even to stop and think. Amount of time-saving devices we had till now, today, we have never had that many time-saving devices. Yet, we did not have what? We did not have time. Yeah. You know why? Because somewhere we messed up our priorities. And I'm not preaching here. I'm guilty myself. I messed up my own priorities many times. So we messed up our priorities. And when we mess up our priorities, we forget to distinguish between what's urgent in life and what's important in life. Urgent may or may not be important, and important may or may not be urgent. But the funny thing is, whenever we ignore what is important, it always converts into urgent. See, health is important, but it's not urgent. Exercising every day is important, but it's not urgent. See, if I have a crucial meeting tonight and I cannot exercise, it is not the end of the world. But if I ignore my health long enough, guess what happens? I will end up in the hospital. See, in life, relationships are important, but they are not urgent. But if I ignore relationship long enough, guess what happens? You start talking to your lawyers. See, funny thing is, whenever we ignore what is important, it always converts into urgent. You ask people, and you know what this crisis has done? It has literally stopped people, step backwards and say, buddy, think your priorities. Think your priorities. You are running all right. Did you check which direction are you running? If your direction is not good, you will go further away from your goal in life. Therefore, people have started thinking, very important, that is, in life, remember, direction is much more important than speed. I repeat, in life, direction is much more important than speed. Now, you ask people, why do you go to work? I go to work for my family. Why do you work hard? I work hard for my family. Who are the most important people in your life? My family. And who are the most neglected? Also my family. Look at this. The most important people many times in life become the most neglected, which is sad, isn't it? And I'm guilty myself. So people have now stepped back and say, buddy, wait a minute. The most important people cannot become the most neglected. We need to check. Direction in life is much more important than speed. And second part of lifestyle is people have started rethink about discretionary spending and non-discretionary spending, which is food and medicine. You have to spend, no question. But people have thinking about it that, look, it is better to have money in the bank than have 35 shirts in your closet. It is better to have money in the bank than buy a car $100,000. They have come backwards and said, wait a minute,